I felt like I was Bob's background vocal, so there are little things that I would have to remind him.
Reggae legends were known and loved for their music. However, behind the scenes, some of them have escapades that nearly ruined their lives. While they got their audience's attention, they won the hearts of women and broke their hearts as well. In this video, get ready to be shocked as we unravel the secrets of 10 reggae legends who slept with almost everyone in the industry. Are you ready? Let's go. Number 10, Bob Marley.
I felt like I was Bob's background vocal, so there are little things that I would have to remind him.
Bob Marley, one of the most loved and respected singers in the music industry, was a chronic womanizer. Bob won many hearts with his voice and handsomeness, which nearly brought about his end. Let's explore Bob Marley's fame and his many scandals. Robert Nesta Marley, O.M., was born on February 6, 1945, and passed away on May 11, 1981. Before his demise, Bob stirred up the music industry. He was one of the best singers, songwriters, and guitarists that Jamaica has ever witnessed. He was considered one of the pioneers of reggae. Bob fused elements of reggae, ska, and rocksteady. He was renowned for his distinctive vocal and songwriting style. With his presence in the music industry, he increased the visibility of Jamaican music worldwide and became a global figure in popular culture. Gradually, Bob became known as a Rastafarian icon, and he infused his music with a sense of spirituality. He was also considered a global Jamaican music, culture, and identity symbol. However, Bob had a little issue. He was controversial in his outspoken support for democratic social reforms. He also supported the legalization of cannabis and advocated for Pan-Africanism. With Bob Marley's fame and popularity, he soon became uncontrollable. Despite being married to his sweet and lovely wife, Rita Marley, Bob Marley cheated on her. According to records, he was caught in different affairs, and he had many children from these extramarital affairs. He was well known in the industry for being unable to keep his hands off women. He once had an affair with Pat Williams, and the two of them gave birth to a child, Robbie. In an interview with Collider, Robbie talked about his father's peaceful ways and said, "There was one time when Steve and I were fighting, and I got a smacking, and then later on, he came to me under the table, and he was just telling us that brothers shouldn't fight and brothers should love one another," he recounted. "It's been love, not just family, but across the board worldwide for me since." Bob was a terrible husband. However, he was a sweet and loving father. From the records, Bob had 11 children, many of whom were from his mistresses. His wife, Rita Marley, maintained her calm till the very end. However, on some occasions, she shared her pains and sorrows. Number 9, Ninja Man.
Ninja Man, given at birth, Desmond Ballantyne.
Another famous reggae legend whose life was full of scandals is Ninja Man. However, what many didn't expect was his involvement with different women. Let's explore his life a little. Desmond John Ballantyne was born on January 24th, 1966. He had to get a new name to make his audience love him more, and he settled for Ninja Man. On other occasions, others often called him Don Gorgon. Ninja Man is a Jamaican dancehall DJ, and his fame soared higher, especially with his controversial pro-gun lyrics. He also stood out for his stuttering and melodramatic style. Over the years, many people have wondered about Ninja Man's background and how he gained fame and recognition so fast. Born in Annotto Bay, Jamaica, Ninja Man moved to Kingston when he was 12. He discovered his talent and love for music early, which made him launch out when he was 14. At that age, Ninja Man launched his DJ career with Black Culture Sound System as Double Ugly. Later, in 1980, Ninja Man joined the Kilimanjaro Sound System, and this was where he learned from established DJs Supercat and Early B. After this, he released his debut single as Ugly Man. People nearly changed his name to Ugly Man, but he released another single, and that helped him to remain known as Ninja Man. In 1987, Ninja Man recorded and produced his first hit single, Protection. The single was released as a duet with Courtney Melody. The following years brought about collaborations with different producers like King Jammy, Lloyd Pickout Dennis, Witty, Exterminator, Philip Faddis Burrell, Redman, Inni Kamosi, Bobby Digital, Augustus Gussie Clark, Steely and Clevie, and Henry Junjo Laws. Another thing that led to Ninja Man's fame was the revelation that he comes up with all of his lyrics on the spot in the recording studio in a freestyle manner. This made people respect him more in the industry. Over the years, he has had significant hits with songs like Border Clash, Permit to Bury, and Above the Law. All these hits reinforced Ninja Man's image of a violent, rude boy. Also, his rivalries with Florgon, Supercat, and Shabba Ranks led to many clashes. This was the beginning of his downfall. Things got worse for him in 1993. Many criticisms were against Ninja Man's violent and pro-gun lyrics that year. People hated him for this, leading to a significant decline in performing gigs and chances to record. In 2017, Ninja Man got into a big mess for taking someone's life, and he ended up receiving a life sentence for his crime. That year, his secrets got exposed to the world. According to a character witness testimony given by Delroy McDowell, Ninja Man was reported to have fathered more than 30 children from different women in the industry. Later, his confidant, Stacey Scarlett Bryan, revealed to the world that Ninja Man had these children from 32 different women. To protect the image of these women, their identities were kept private. However, there were rumors that some of them were in the industry. Number 8. Bunny Wailer.
No, well, you see, it's a whole heap of tradition that is concerned. Come and go and come.
Though Bunny Wailer was one of the mind-blowing reggae singers, his scandals and affairs were hidden until his demise. After his demise, 13 children came up and wanted to claim his wealth. But his sister Donna Livingston Carradine appealed to the children to get themselves DNA tested to establish paternity and access the benefits set out in their father's will. Things got messy, and it nearly turned into a war. According to Donna, to get their portion of Wailer's will, the late singer's children ended up troubling the family of the eldest co-executor of Wailer's estate, Carlton Livingston. The kids have launched a full-fledged attack on Carl's wife, and we, the elder members of the Livingston family, cannot allow this to continue. That is why we're appealing to all of Jah B's kids to do a DNA test so that they can establish paternity and gain the benefits of their father's estate. There is no need to threaten Carl or his wife, Donna Livingston Carradine said. When the will was entered into court, Abijah's lawyer requested it, saying they all had an issue with it. The court permitted them, and they held the will for a few months. Later, the will returned to court because they had no justification to hold on to it for long. Since the will had returned to court, Abijah wants the family to come together and discuss things. But that was impossible because it was still with the court. After many back and forths, Mrs. Livingston Carradine, Jah B's youngest sister, said, "Respect your father's will and wishes. Just do your DNA." She felt bad that there were so many issues regarding the will. Dancehall Mag also obtained a copy of the will, and inside it, 13 children were listed by name as beneficiaries. They will also make provision for any other child to come forward to establish paternal descent by DNA evidence. Another sign that Wailer had lots of children from different women. But according to Livingston Carradine, as established under the will, any children under 18, the estate will provide for them until they become 18. But Bunny wanted the DNA to be done. Even if they're listed in the will, it is ordered that you take a DNA, go take it, and establish paternity, and then you can access the benefits set out in the will. She also directed all the children who wished to take the DNA test to the DNA Carrigan lab in New Kingston with a passport-size photo. Also, the cost of the rest is $43,000, she added, or you can send the kit to a doctor or a lab willing to take the sample. You are responsible for paying the lab fee, the doctor, and FedEx to get the sample to Carrigan. In the process, they tried to contact the estate lawyer, Delano Franklin, but it was impossible. It was obvious to everyone that Wailer's children were trying to tamper with his properties, and Mrs. Livingston Carradine showed her grievances over the different attempts made to challenge Wailer's wishes. Bunny set his will in motion, and the two were to come together to honor Carlton Livingston and his son, Abijah. But they failed to do that, so the law has to take its course, she said. She complained bitterly about the family squabbling since her brother's demise, which threatened to tear the family apart. Number 7. Alpha Blondie.
I prepared a little something. I have to read it from the paper still, but I'm trying very hard. Inisun Kuro Jaga.
Alpha Blondie is one of those reggae legends who tried his best to hide his personal life away from others. Despite his efforts to keep his life a secret, It was later revealed that Alpha had more than 7 children from different women. He was quite an energetic man when it came to bedroom matters. Let's explore his life a little. Seydou Kone, born on January 1st, 1953, is better known by his stage name, Alpha Blondie. Alpha was born in Dimbakro, which also helped in his musical career. People loved an Ivorian reggae singer, and Alpha gave the best. Apart from being a reggae singer, he was also an international recording artist. Alpha's songs stood out more because many of them were politically and socially motivated. He made sure to sing most of his songs in his native language, Dula, French, and English. However, he occasionally used other languages, for example, Arabic, Hebrew, or Jamaican patois. Alpha's fame increased after he recorded his first solo album in 1982, Jah Glory. The album was meant to be a great success, but it did well beyond his expectations. The album became a symbol of resistance because of the Brigadier Sabari song. The song explored his experience of being arrested in Abidjan in the 1980s and the maltreatment he suffered at the hands of the police. He became a big star in Abidjan with his African twist of reggae music. Because of this, Alpha became the Bob Marley of Africa. Like Bob Marley, Alpha Blondie is spiritual, political, and positive. Later, he covered Bob Marley's song, War. After seeing that his language was restricting him, Alpha chose to sing in many languages, like English, French, and Baoulé. He also sang in his mother tongue. Later, he also brought new instrumentation to his brand of reggae, such as the violin and cello. Number 6, Peter Tosh.
And differently from the mechanical form of doctorism in the West.
Peter Tosh was one of the reggae legends whose love life and many scandals were exposed after his demise. Born on October 1st, 1944, Winston Hubert McIntosh shook the music industry. He was professionally known as Peter Tosh and became one of the best reggae musicians during his time. According to records, along with Bob Marley and Bunny Wailer, he was one of the core members of the band The Wailers. After he stayed with the band for a while, he decided to launch out and establish himself as a successful solo artist and promoter of Rastafari. Later, in 1987, his life was taken in a home invasion. His demise caused a great stir in the industry, but people still remembered him for his music. Over the years, Tosh has proven to be an asset and a significant influence in the industry. After he passed away, it was revealed to the public that he was the only one who could play musical instruments well when he was with the band. According to Bunny Wailer, Tosh was critical to the band because he was a self-taught guitarist and keyboardist, and thus inspired the other band members to learn to play. There were many of his good deeds shared with the people. Let's dive a little into his career. When the Wailing Wailers band was still active, they had a major ska hit with their first single, Simmer Down. Through the single, they could record many successful singles before Braithwaite, Kelso, and Smith left the band in late 1965. Bob Marley had not yet gotten involved with the band during this period. He spent much of 1966 in Delaware in United States with his mother, Cedella Marley Booker. Also, for a very brief time, he was busy working at a nearby Chrysler factory. In the early 1967, he returned to Jamaica with a renewed interest in music and a new spirituality. By the time he got back, Tosh and Bunny were already Rastafarians. With the same faith, the three of them got closer and united. Not long after this, they renamed the musical group The Wailers. Tosh would explain later that they chose Wailers because to wail means to mourn, or to, as he often put it, express one's feelings vocally. He further shared that he was the beginning of the group, and he first taught Bob Marley the guitar. Bunny Wailer attested to this. Peter Tosh went on to make more songs and got more famous. Unfortunately, the popular reggae legend's love life was less successful than his career. It was the opposite. His girlfriend, Yvonne, died in a car crash in 1973. It was later revealed that her demise was plotted and not accidental. After her demise, Tosh moved on and decided to give love a chance again. He met his wife, Marlene Brown, and they started talking. From 1982, they were in a relationship for 5 years. She was 21 when they both started going out. Years later, Peter Tosh died, and guess the shocking truth. Peter was a womanizer. After his demise, it was revealed that Peter Tosh had fathered 10 children from different women. While he put up the facade of a lover on camera, behind the scenes, he was busy sleeping around. Number 5. John Holt.
And I saw you standing there.
John Holt was another reggae legend who shook the music industry with his music. In the same way, he stirred many women's hearts. John tried his best to keep his love life a secret, but it was later revealed that he couldn't stick to one woman. He had multiple affairs in the industry and became a father to 12 children. Let's dive into his career and see what was so special about him that made women love him. John Holt's ride to fame started in 1963 when he recorded his first single. The song, "Forever I'll Stay or I Cried a Tear," was the song of his life. He released this song for record producer Leslie Kong and later recorded a duet with Alton Ellis, which they titled Rum Bumper. Producer Vincent Randy Chin produced the song. Later, in 1965, Holt joined Bob Andy, Garth Tyrone Evans, and Junior Menz in their group, The Binders. Junior Menz was left to be replaced by Howard Barrett, and they changed their name to the Paragons. The band initially recorded for Clement Dodd's Studio One before cutting several singles for Duke Reed at his Treasure Isle studio. This happened in the rocksteady era of 1966 to 1968. They enjoyed a string of hits, including Alibaba, Tonight, I See Your Face, and the Holt-penned The Tide Is High. All these powerful hits were later made famous by Blondie and covered by Atomic Kitten. With these songs, John Holt's fame soared higher. When he released another song, Wear You to the Ball, it became another big hit, and the song made the charts. People loved and celebrated John Holt's style. Unknown to everyone, his life will soon be over. Behind the scenes, John Holt battled sickness and had taken ill at the One Love Festival. It happened on August 16th. After his illness, Peter passed away on October 19, 2014 in Wellington Hospital in London. After his demise, it was revealed that he had been diagnosed with colon cancer in June 2014. Number 4, Jah Cure.
Studio album titled The Cure appears to ascend Jah Cure to a higher place in reggae.
Jah Cure, or Aya Cure, was born as Cicature Alcock on October 11, 1978. His birth turned out to be life-changing for his family. Growing up, Jah Cure decided to explore the music world and became a Jamaican reggae musician. Raised in Kingston, he was given the name Jah Cure by Capleton. His first significant break came in March 1997 with the release of the single King in This Jungle. He released the song as a duet with Sizzla. Barris Hammond produced it. Jah was initially skeptical about the song's success, but became a great one. After Jah's song made the headlines, Barris subsequently went on to become Jah's mentor. He guided him in his early career and taught him everything he needed to know. Also, Jah ended up producing much of his studio work. Later, in 1998, Jah Cure joined Hammond and the Harmony House family on a European tour and performed across Caribbean islands. Also, when he was in prison, he continued singing. He had released 3 albums and several singles from jail, some of which have topped the Jamaican chart. His first album, Free Jah's Cure, the album The Truth, was released in 2000. Ghetto Life followed it in 2003, and Freedom Blues in 2005. Just recently, he released songs like Love Is, Longing For, and True Reflections. All these songs revealed his unique voice and lyrical ability. 3 days after his release from prison, his 4th album, True Reflections, A New Beginning, was released. His first concert after his release occurred in the Netherlands at the Reggae Sundance Festival in August 2007. He was also the last and headlining act. Later, he was signed to Aya Cure Productions and VP Records. Jah Cure, like other reggae legends, had one weakness: women. His love for women and to satisfy his desires ruined his career altogether. Let's see how it all happened. On August 7, 2011, Jah Cure married TV host and producer Camila McDonald. The two of them got married in Sandy Bay, Hanover. Their daughter was born on February 20th, 2012, and was named Kaylani Bell, which means beautiful chief from the heavens. While the marriage was going on well, it was suddenly announced that the couple was getting a divorce. Different reporters tried to get a scoop and any information about the divorce, but they got none. Later, there were speculations that the divorce may have happened because of Jah Cure's infidelity. Why? In November 1998, while driving around Montego Bay, Jah was pulled over by the police and arrested on charges of gun possession, robbery, and forcefully sleeping with a woman. He was prosecuted before the gun court. His arrest made the headlines, exposing many of his love scandals behind the scenes. In April 1999, he was found guilty and sentenced to 15 years. Jah Cure was transferred from the St. Catherine Adult Correctional Center, which had a digital recording studio that the inmates could use. Later, he was released on parole on July 28, 2007, after serving 8 years. After this, people discovered his private life and connections with different women. Number 3, Elephant Man.
When the ladies them do it, they say, oh, where the girl them get look? It looks so good. No, on TikTok.
Now, let's talk about that reggae legend who lived a controversial life and would forever be remembered in the history of reggae music for his flirty and unstable love life. O'Neal Bryan was born on September 11, 1975. After attaining stardom, he earned the nickname Elephant Man. Bryan is a Jamaican dancehall musician, having formerly been a dancehall group Scare Dem crew before his solo career. Over the years, Elephant Man has made great headlines not for his music, but for his love affairs. Many legends love to keep their private life a secret, but not the Elephant Man. He shared his love life publicly. According to reports, he was a father to at least 38 children. Also, he had his first biological child when he was 17. In a February 2012 interview with Winford Williams of On Stage, Elephant Man claimed to have had 20 different baby mothers. He didn't hide this, and he said it with a sense of pride. It was later revealed that Elephant Man disowned many of his children, which made many believe that Elephant Man had more than 40 children. To date, there is no definite number of his children. But one thing was sure, Elephant Man was sleeping around with different women in and outside the industry. His life was not without ruckus, and he caused one when he was arrested in January 2012. That year, Bryan was charged with forcefully having intercourse with a 31-year-old woman who had accused him of forcing himself on her in his home in St. Andrew. Later, in February 2016, the case was dropped due to the demise of the complainant. Elephant Man had a magnet for trouble and attracted it everywhere he went. In March 2020, Jamaican authorities charged him in court. Why? Their investigations revealed that he had intentionally failed to declare his travel to Germany to avoid being quarantined in efforts to prevent the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic from other countries. After this incident, Elephant Man apologized. Also, he was criticized for his lyrics calling for violence against gay people. In 2003, the British LGBT group Outrage called for the arrest and prosecution of many dancehall stars, including Elephant Man, Bounty Killer, and Beanie Man, for violation of hate crime statutes. Because of this, he lost many opportunities. For instance, he was dropped from the MOBO Awards in 2004. After that time, the pressure from his record company and agreement with gay rights groups to avoid songs with lyrics deemed to incite homophobic violence has allowed him to perform in the UK. Also, in 2009, his scheduled appearance at Toronto's Carabana Festival was cancelled. There was a concert in Munich, and it was also cancelled in February 2015, after LGBT rights groups had asked the police to stop him from performing. The Elephant Man was a controversial figure in the history of reggae music. Number 2, Beanie Man.
Guess who is here in the flesh? Beanie Man.
Zaga.
Beanie Man loved women, and he didn't hide that. Apart from his smooth career, everything else was rocky, especially his love life. According to records, Beanie Man has 12 children from different women. His love story started with a businesswoman, Camille McIntosh. The two were head over heels in love, but went their separate ways. In an interview, Beanie Man opened up about his feelings. "I have known her for 22 years now, and I have loved her from then. But then she has her own life to live, and I have my own life to live," he told Duddy Berry. At the time, me as a man who never planned to give a bun, but I did like her. I did have a woman at the time, and she did have a man at the time, and she never planned to give bun either, so I can tell her that we are ready anytime she is free, and I am free. Apart from her, Beanie Man also had another colorful affair with D'Angel. The beautiful woman was the former lover of his rival Bounty Killer, and he was completely into her. Their relationship got serious, and Beanie Man decided to pop the question. They tied the knot in 2006 in a publicized spectacle. Their union yielded one child, which ended in divorce. By 2016, he was already in another high-profile relationship with public speaking coach Crystal Tomlinson. Unfortunately, their love ended in 2021. After many heartbreaks, Beanie Man broke more hearts and fathered many children instead. Number 1, Horace Andy.
It was really nice. And then before that, I always remember about the experience. I hope the producer there listen.
Horace Andy, one of the industry's respected reggae legends, is shockingly a womanizer. Andy was known for his 1970s hit Skylarking, and people remembered him for this. Shockingly, in an interview, Andy revealed that he has fathered 30 children with 17 different women. On a recent Entertainment Report podcast episode, he discussed the challenges of his 5-decade career, including 2 incidents in Miami and Washington, D.C. During the podcast, Andy talked about how his promoters abandoned him and left him stranded. That's not all. They also threatened him with violence. These experiences, Andy explained, fueled his determination to provide for his large family. He shared, "We have children, and we have to support them. And that's why we have to come and travel. Work me a work, me get 20 daughters and 10 boy pitney. My youngest child is 4 years old. Sue me afi work." Interestingly, Andy recounted how a woman came to his aid during a precarious situation in Miami, ultimately helping him make a daring escape. He laughed and said, "That's why I love women so. Is a woman come to my rescue, me just make a call and she just drive, come and park round a back and me make an escape." The memory carried humor and gratitude, showing how unexpected allies could change everything, even in tense moments. Later in the interview, Andy revealed another personal detail about his life. None of his children were born in Jamaica. Instead, he shared with pride that his kids were born in America and England, reflecting how his journey as an artist and a man had stretched far beyond the island that first shaped him. Which of these stories do you love the most? Are you surprised after watching this video? What are your thoughts on these reggae legends? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos displayed on your screen.